All right, so in this lesson, we're going to review on how do we factor out polynomials if the greatest common factor does not work and we have a leading coefficient that is equal to 1. So if it's anything else but 1, don't worry about it right now. We're just focusing on only when the leading coefficient is 1. So we did the greatest common factor in the last video, which is we look for the biggest term we can take out of every single piece and just bring it out in front of the parentheses. So, but when the leading coefficient is equal to 1, so let's just say you guys had something like x squared plus 4x plus 8. Let's just say you had something like this. Actually, I don't think that's a good one. Actually, let's do this. 4. Okay, so let's just say you had something like this, where you're like, okay, I need to factor this. Well, what's common between x squared, 4x, and 4? Well, nothing, because there's no x's between everything, and yeah, 1 goes into everything. You can take out a 1, but that does nothing. So what we do is we factor it into two separate pieces. Now, what we did back in the day is if you guys had something like this, where were asked to multiply something, you'd be like, okay, well, what we did is we did the magic box, where it was x plus 2 times x plus, x plus 2, draw a box, multiply it all together, x squared, 2x, 2x, and 4, combine all like terms, that'd be x squared plus 4x plus 4. Oh, hey, look at that. That's exactly what we did to get to our question. But now we just need to reverse engineer it. And just like in the last video, in order to do this, we multiply. But what we need to do now is factor, which we interpret factor as like more along the lines of division or breaking up. So factor means to break up. Okay, so factor means to break up. Break up. Now, when we had something like this, there's one specific way I went to. So x squared plus 4x plus 4. Now, the way we went about this was if our leading coefficient is 1, there's a 1 right there. There's a 1 right there because there's no coefficient there. Okay, now we bring down the middle one. We add to this number, and then we bring this one down to the bottom, and we multiply to this number. So that's the key. And honestly, I feel like this is the hardest part in this entire section is you just need to find these terms, which is just takes some thinking and takes practice. We add to this and multiply to this. So what two numbers, so ask yourself, what two numbers, numbers add to this and multiply to that bottom one. So what two numbers add to 4 and multiply to 4? 2 and 2. Now, once you get to this part, you just take these values and write them in the factored form, which in this case would be x plus 2 times x plus 2. Now, the nice thing about this is if you actually multiply it and get that to your question, you're set. So this right here is by far the hardest part, is what two numbers add to the top and multiply to the bottom. And again, as I do these little insignias right here, just so I know and it keeps it clear. If you do multiply at top and add to the bottom, that's fine. Just make sure you make note of it. Okay, so let's do a practice problem together. All right, so factor completely. First, always look. Does the GCF work in this case? No, GCF does not work. Okay, then, so now what is my leading coefficient? Leading coefficient is 1, which means we're going to use I call it X box. So, okay, leading coefficient is 1. All right, let's draw my X. Okay, bring this one down. What adds to 19 and what multiplies to 90? Okay, well, what do you guys, and then so once you have that, then let's see, 10 and 9. 10 and 9. Okay? Now, if you guys can't think of it right away, no big deal. Do some numbers off to the side. So some of you guys thought 2 and 45. What? So 3, 30. 5 and, was it 18? Something like that? Yeah. Once you guys go through one at a time, 245, can that add to 19 in any way? Nope, nope, nope. It just takes practice. Honestly, it's all it is. So 10 and 9. Now again, once you have this piece right here, you're done. At least you have that because you know what your factors are. 9 and 10. So the factored form for this would be x plus 9 times x plus 10. And there you go. All we need to do. Okay, so now try this one on your own. Pause the video and see what you get. Okay, so when you guys, so setting that up, Xbox, bring down the -5, add, -24, multiply. Okay, so what two numbers multiplies to -24 and adds to -5? Well, because it's negative, one of these is going to be negative. So let's see here. 8 and 3. Now, so I'm going to choose numbers 8 and 3. Now, obviously, one of them needs to be negative, so that one's going to be the negative. And, hey, look at that. Piece of cake. All right, so that's going to be n minus 8. Well, sorry. Once you have these two, it's a piece of cake. N minus 8 is one solution, and n plus 3 is the other solution. Okay, all right, so bread and butter right here, you guys. Practice the Xbox on this. And again, practice on finding your factors. This right here, I feel like is the hardest part, is just thinking about those numbers. Use your multiplication chart. Do what you need to do to just practice this. But the sooner you can get through this without a multiplication chart, it's going to be easier on you guys. But remember, practice, practice, practice. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one.